Welcome to the APEGS Continuing Professional Development Tutorial number 2. In this tutorial, we will discuss how to set up a CPD program, how to define your scope of practice, and finally, how to document a CPD plan. For more information, please refer to Section 2 of the CPD Program document, which is available for download from the CPD page of the APEGS website. The APEGS CPD program requires members to meet a minimum set of professional development requirements each year. Members can decide how to achieve those requirements based on their individual programs. To ensure effective programs are being established, members are required to complete 6 essential steps. Those steps are illustrated here. As you can see, steps 2 through 5 need to be completed on an annual basis, while steps 1 and 6 are to be completed on an as-needed basis. In this video, we will discuss steps 1 through 3. The remaining steps will be covered in other tutorials. Let's begin with step 1, career planning. This step requires members to identify where they are currently in their career and where they want to be at the end of the year. What are their current job responsibilities? What knowledge and skills do they currently have? Asking these questions at the beginning of the year will assist members in putting together a professional development program that will be of the most benefit to them. To become a well-rounded professional, it is important to engage in a variety of CPD activities. To assist members, a CPD self-assessment questionnaire is available for download from the CPD page of the APEGS website. This questionnaire is designed to examine all aspects of a professional's career, ranging from technical training to ethical practices to community involvement. This questionnaire is not required, but is instead offered as one tool to help members establish an effective CPD program for themselves. The next step is to define a scope of practice. A scope of practice is essentially a description of the member's current and anticipated practice. For more information about how to define your scope of practice, please refer to Section 2.2 in the CPD Program document. For the purposes of this program, a member's scope of practice description should be high-level and brief. For many of our members, they are able to self-declare their scope of practice. The exception is for our engineering and geoscience licensees and for professional members with permission to consult. For engineering and geoscience licensees, their field of practice has already been assigned by APEGS as part of their approval process. For our professional members offering consulting services, they are required to apply for and hold a permission to consult designation. Part of the approval process for this designation involves APEGS reviewing and assigning the applicant an official field of practice. In both of these cases, members are not allowed to self-declare their scope of practice. Instead, they must use the exact wording of their assigned field of practice as their scope of practice and cannot make any changes without prior approval from APEGS. Here are some examples of scopes of practice. As you can see, the descriptions are high-level and brief. Additional examples can be found in Appendix B in the CPD Program document. Please note that the list in Appendix B is not finite, and members can modify the descriptions as needed to best describe their area of practice. Once the scope of practice has been determined, members are required to enter it online on their CPD record. Here we have indicated the location of the scope of practice field. This is an example of a filled-in scope of practice. Now it's important to note a common mistake with this text box. In some cases, members have tried to upload a copy of their annual activity record or resume to this text box. That's incorrect. If you have done this, please modify your scope of practice entry. This text box should only contain a brief, high-level description about the type of engineering or geoscience you do. Step 3 is for members to establish or redefine their CPD plan. A CPD plan is like a roadmap for the year. The work in Step 1 establishes where the member hopes to be in their profession, and the CPD plan outlines the steps the member needs to take to reach that goal. When creating a CPD plan, keep in mind that the activities listed should relate to the member's scope of practice. At APEGS, we don't want members to undertake professional development activities unrelated to their professional career just so they can earn credits. Instead, the purpose of this program is for members to maintain and improve their competency in their chosen field or to expand their field, so the activities they undertake should help them with that task. Each year, APEGS members are required to document their CPD plan. Some members may use the CPD Plan template available for download from the APEGS website, while other members may use a form provided by their employers. No matter what format the member uses, CPD plans must document at a minimum the member's name, their job title, their scope of practice, and a list of activities the member hopes to undertake that year. Remember that a CPD plan lists activities that a member hopes to undertake during the year. If other opportunities come up which are not listed, or something happens and not all opportunities are available that year, that's okay. The goal is for members to do as much as they can. Step 4 is for members to complete and track their professional development activities throughout the year, and Step 5 is to report that activity online to APEGS. These topics will be covered in other online tutorials, so we won't go into the details in this video. However, we will make 2 important comments. Remember that our CPD program runs from January 1st to December 31st each year. This is the time frame in which members must complete their professional development activities. So, for example, all activities for the 2020 CPD reporting cycle must be completed on or before December 31st, 2020. Members are then given 1 extra month to January 31st of the following year to only report their activities online. So, for example, all 2020 information must be entered online on or before January 31st, 2021. Members can update their online records at any time during the year, but the last day to update their records is January 31st of the following year. Step 6 is for members to periodically review their CPD program and make any adjustments they see fit. Typically, this would be done annually through their annual performance review and work planning with their supervisor. This brings us to the end of tutorial number 2. By completing this tutorial, you can claim 7 minutes under informal activity. If you have additional questions about the CPD program, you can either review the other online tutorials we have available, refer to the CPD program document, which can be downloaded from the CPD page of the APEGS website, or email the CPD department at cpd@apegs.ca. Thank you for watching.